Welcome to the Sacred Success Summit, where you access the secrets to sacred success and become even more of the goddess you've always known you were. Ranchelle Van Bryce is a dynamic force dedicated to helping women live their purpose and manifest success in all life facets, from professional achievements to creating a new relationship with their business. As a business intuitive, sacred commerce coach, author, and host of a podcast TV show, she excels in illuminating each woman's unique potential. Co-creator of this summit, Ranchelle is eager to introduce another inspirational guest. Take it away, Ranchelle.
Hey, everyone. Here's the thing. I actually am very eager to introduce all of my guests. And so whenever I hear that, I'm like, that's right. I'm eager. I'm excited. Dena, thank you so much for being here with us.
My pleasure. It's an honor to be here with you.
Oh, but I can't wait. I can't wait to hear your talk. So you're talking about master your time, transform your workflow with smart systems. And,
Yes.
there's a part of me that I love systems. I'm a little bit of a rebel though, right? So I love systems and then I'm like, but do they really work? Do I really want them? So I'm like, got my notebook ready, got my pen ready so I can take notes because
Yes.
this is one of my challenges.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Right. Yeah. So I'm in the right room.
Yeah.
All right. Well, please let me do the honor of introducing you properly. So Dena is a holistic nurse with over 20 years of healthcare experience, co-founded Upleveled Strategies to aid entrepreneurs in streamlining their businesses. Leveraging her background in holistic wellness, she designed Upleveled Strategies to automate critical business processes, helping owners save time and achieve sustainable growth. Who does not want sustainable growth? Like that's key, right? That's key. Her vision is to empower business owners with the tools they need to thrive, not survive, right? But to thrive in their ventures. Welcome. So, as always, I think stories are so important. I'm a bit of a storyteller. So let's start there. Please share with our audience, how did you get here? Like nursing to systems, right?
Yeah. And that's the $1 million question. Everybody's like, how the heck did you end up here? And yes, it's a very interesting story. I actually started my nursing career. I knew what I wanted to do when I was like 2 years old. So I was always geared towards, being a nurse, being in the medical field. I love science. Just wholeheartedly loved working with people and helping people transition to being healthy. In doing nursing, I realized we don't really get to the root of anything. We do a lot of symptom management. And that was very frustrating for me. I was like, why can't we just fix it? And so then my mom ended up really sick. She started having, she had like rheumatoid arthritis, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypothyroid, plantar fasciitis. She was pre-diabetic. She starts passing out from her blood pressure meds. She starts getting anaphylaxis from her allergy shots. And so that catapulted me on a journey to holistics. And so we needed to find tools and strategies that worked for her because I was like, Mom, you can't drive, you can't drive and pass out. So this is just not an option. So anyway, I ended up on this whole deep dive into holistics and ended up teaming up with a naturopath when I lived in Southern California, and we started seeing clients. We were so busy. It was all word of mouth. We did not need any advertising whatsoever. I did no networking, nothing. And we were just busting at the seams. And then finally, she's like, you need to get your own tools, open your own practice. We're just so busy. And I'm like, all right. So then I did that. And then me and my husband moved to Dallas, Texas. We were there for about 1.5 years. We still had a very thriving business. And then he got relocated here to St. Louis for work. And my business coach was like, you're going to need to network. And I was like, network? What is that? And so then ended up meeting a ton of business owners here in St. Louis. And in meeting all those business owners, I noticed a common theme that we're really good at our craft, but we're not so good at the admin things. We're not good at, sending out the invoices, doing the follow-ups and reminders, all the things that are required, all those hats in business that we don't like to do. And we're operating out of our genius or out of our, level of, what did Benjamin say? The zone of excellence versus the zone of genius, right?
Right.
And so that made me realize that there was a need to help business owners systematize and strategize these things. And so I had taken some courses with Grant Cardone, and he was like, you need to just have a marketing company. And I'm like, okay. So I went ahead and deep dived into that and took on a business partner that's really good at the tech. And I'm really good at the people. So we make a wonderful team. Our strengths and weaknesses just marry together really nicely. And we created Upleveled Strategies to help business owners get their authenticness out to the world.
I love that. I love that. I posted in there, who can relate to that? Wanting to systemize things and trying to do the things that you're not good at, right?
Yeah.
And Nicole says, "Oh, those admin things poke my eyes out with a fork."
Yes.
And that's absolutely it. We as business owners, one of the things that I share lots is that we are meant to be in the CEO position as well as the fulfillment position, right? So as a coach, I'm a coach, but as a coach, I'm not the best CEO. So I have to wear a different hat, and so I love what you're saying. So yeah, we're brilliant. We're speaking the same language, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I also want to point out to everyone that, one of the things you said, Dena, was so important as business owners is you talked about networking. Like the first business was this just happened. But then the second, when you moved, you need to network. Right. And so, the fastest way to build your business, right, is to do that, is to meet the people. Right. So fantastic. Now, I think Dena might have froze. No, she's back. Excellent.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
so, no, all good. And so I would love for you to share your first paradigm shift, your first point with our audience.
I've got them in order, but I'm going to go with this one. You need to do everything yourself in your business to maintain authenticity and uniqueness, because no one can do what you do.
Right.
And that is such a big fat lie. That is the fastest way for you to burn out in your business, right?
Yeah.
And let's face it, like we didn't get into entrepreneurship. We wanted, autonomy. We wanted control of our schedule. I mean, there's many reasons that we do what we do. We're passionate about what we do. And so you don't have to do everything in your business. And we actually offer strategies and systems. There's a lot of things that we do in our businesses repetitively. And so that's one of the things that we help you with, is finding those things. We look at your workflow. We want to know how you're doing things currently, and we want to mimic as much as we possibly can into the system. So that way your clients don't know that you're using a system. They get all those amazing, unique touches, but consistently. And it works really, really nicely, because this, think about what happens when you don't follow up correctly with either networking, clients, whatever, right? You lose business potentially.
Absolutely.
Now, what if we had a fail-safe way for you to follow up? If you weren't doing it before and you were kind of getting a little sluggish or burned out on it, or, it goes to the back burner, this is something that will help you not leave money on the table.
Yeah, I love that. And I think I want to ask the audience here currently. So there's two questions. It's number one, the first question is, and there's no shame in this, because I think what a lot of people don't know or understand is a workflow. So how many of you in the audience actually have a workflow? So say yes if you have a workflow, and no if you don't. No shame. No shame, right, in that. So no. So I'm going to venture to say, right, that some people, Cynthia has a workflow, Nicole has a workflow. I have a band-aided workflow, right? So when you said that's like, yeah, right. So this, anybody have, 50-50, I got Tracy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
The duct tape workflow, we
Mine's
say.
duct taped. Yeah, mine's duct taped. And which is better than band-aided.
It is.
Duct tape, right? And so I think that's one of the things is first to acknowledge, oh, wait a minute, and then the second thing is if you have a workflow is to maybe ask yourself the question, is it working the way that I intended, that I anticipated? Because sometimes you need a third party to come in and go, you're missing this, you're missing this, you're missing this. So yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Right. And what do you think is the biggest concern or fear that people have around, in this particular case, we're talking about workflow and automation? Like, what do you think, what's the resistance that we have as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur?
I think, and this is my second paradigm shift, is they believe that they need to be techie in order to utilize technology or automated systems and software.
Wow.
And I will tell you, like you, I was so resistant to systems and software before, and I've been in business for myself for 15 years. I literally have just used technology the last 5. And it was because a friend of mine was like, systems take away everything that is you and authentic, oh, don't use a system. I had a good friend that was like in my ear telling me that.
Right?
And then now that I have the system, I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? I run my business 3 days a week. Like, I run 3 businesses in 3 days a week. And it is freed up my time and allowed me to work on me and be able to do the things and operate in my genius and where I love to be. So much better and with ease. Yeah. And so right. I do feel like that's a lot of hangups.
That's a lot, right? And I think you really hit that, with there's the resistance we have is like someone in our head knowing it needs to be authentic and no one can, mimic your voice. And what if they make a mistake? Like I said, where they're using automation, they or somebody to assist you, they. Yeah. And so there's all of this fear around automating things. Right. But, one of the things when we automate, it's like, so for example, my invoices are automated, most of them. So it's like the invoice goes out. I don't have to and that's happened to me. That's kind of what happens. Like, oh, I forgot to invoice that person for 3 months. Oops. Right. Yeah. And so then you're like, and so we can have mistakes like that.
Yeah.
That will lead us to this, but I love what you're saying, right? Yeah, Nicole says, tech makes me sweat. I need Dena in my life. Yeah, I mean, that's the piece of it, right? Is
I love that.
We don't understand. And when we get to this place in space, and I don't think you even have to have a lot of clients. I think one of the reasons, Dena, and please, it's a question. It probably sounds like a statement, but the question is, when I bought a franchise, my first business was a franchise. And I bought it because it had systems in place. And I knew that is not a zone of excellent nor a zone of genius for me, is the systems. And so here's the question. Is there a better time to work with you? Or can we be like, I'm fairly new in business, or do we have to wait until we have a really big business or practice?
I honestly say the newer, the better, because then you create good habits. Yeah. I think and this is just speaking from me and some of the people that I've worked with, we wait until we're so burned out and oh my gosh, I need this yesterday. I can't take on one more thing. And I have no time at all. And I'm a big person of leave a little bit of white space on my calendar, right, just in case you need to. But there are some people that don't have any white space on the calendar. Yeah. And for those people, I think you've waited a little too long, but for the person that's new and starting, why not start with really good habits and work into or grow into the system? And that's the nice thing about what I do is I piece it together for you. And I say, oh, you're new, you're only going to need this and this. We do a productivity audit for you and a workflow audit. So that way we can see, okay, you know what, here's where you make the most of your money. You know, maybe it's with memberships. We can put together a membership site and then leverage those membership sites for you. So that way you're making money. That's going to free up some of your time because you're not so worried about chasing clients. And then we can build some systems for you so that you're not having to spend so much time chasing those clients down. You're utilizing and leveraging content that you've already created.
Love it. I love it. Anybody else? Wouldn't that be awesome if we could stay in our zones of genius and excellence and have pieces like this, the strategy, the systems behind it, right? So that we can do what we love to do. Not like, oh my goodness, I gotta do this, and then we're not like great at it. And then the energy signature we send out is like, I suck at this, but I gotta do it. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. And you had asked about like, you know, do you need a huge list? And I say no. And that's another, you know, paradigm shift. You don't need a huge list to sell your product or service.
Yeah.
I moved to Missouri in 2018. I did not know one person here, not one. I started from scratch. I started networking. I'm very authentic and I had very strategic asks. And in about 2 years from just doing the face-to-face networking, I created 4,000 relationships. These are people that are like family to me. And then, you know, the pandemic hit and everybody was online. And then I was like, whoa, even better, right? I can network with people in Hawaii and all in Mexico and all over the world. This is awesome. That jumped in just a short time to 8,000 people. So I have a huge list of 8,000 people now. You just got to be willing to do the work. And I feel like I got that in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. I love the question. So for those of you maybe listening to this afterwards, the question was asked. It said about I hired someone to help me with the systems and he wanted $40,000. I'm thinking just to begin. Is that a normal investment? And Dena's response was, no, that's quite high in her books. Right. And so I think that's the piece of it. So even if you've looked at this in the past, maybe for whatever reason, that wasn't the time. And maybe now is the time.
Yeah.
Now is the time. So, which might lead to, before we go to your third paradigm, let's talk about your gift that you have. And so you have both a freebie, and I believe you also have a VIP gift.
I do, yes. So my freebie gift is your ultimate guide to getting great reviews. It's an ebook that I created to help you stay on top of the game of getting great reviews, because that helps to boost your SEO and get you more searched online, which is great. And then it gives you more credibility as far as if somebody's looking at, you know, you, whether they want to work with you or not. It helps in that regard. My VIP gift is 1 month.
Oh, she froze. We'll just wait for a moment here. And while she comes back, and we'll drop in the gift. And so Nicole, the gift just goes to our landing page. If you can grab the gift, if not, let me know. I can do that. And Dena, you're back. Excellent.
Okay.
So your VIP, we're breaking the internet again today. So
I know. And like we've had tornadoes all week and it's like crazy weather. And I was like, I'm just praying. I'm like, please let it just work. You know?
Right. But, and so your VIP gift is is what?
My VIP gift is 1 month free of Upleveled Strategies, and that is a $500 value. And that will also come with anybody that takes us up on that offer will come with the productivity workflow audit as well. So we'll take a look at where you are spending your time, what you're doing, and what are the things that we can automate for you to help you transition into utilizing a systematized workflow that is unique to you.
Okay. Excellent.
And with the audit, that's another $500. So it's about $1,000 worth of product for you,
Wow.
service for you. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that is amazing. I'm just going to check out that link. So for those of you who are here with us, you can just click on that link. And I said, I think that was wrong, but it might be our site. Yeah. So we just need to grab, we have the incorrect link, Dena, for your gift.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to get that right away. And of course, that'll be in your emails. It'll be in your portal. And so if we don't have that right now, we might have to just take a few minutes to access this. But either way, I always say to people, grab it right now so you know. Yeah. So make note, if you're taking notes, make note that you're going to need to go back and you're going to go into your portal, your membership portal. And if you're a VIP, both of those links will be there. If you're a regular member, and do that. And to upgrade, if you want to, of course, to the VIP is only $97. And so again, that your VIP gift, Dena, is worth that in gold. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. Yeah. All good. And so your last point here.
My last one is you need to give your audience all the products and services that you do and let them choose what they want. And yes. This is not true. We've had several clients that drive their traffic. You know, you can have a website, and a website is a lot of choices for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it then makes it a little bit more difficult. The more choices they have, it makes it more difficult for them to make a decision. A confused mind does not buy. And so if you find out, I'm really big on learning what it is that your audience needs first, or your prospect. What is it that they need? What are they coming to you for? And then you choose for them. Here's option 1 or option 2, like 2 or 3 things at most, not a whole lot. And that's like the difference between like maybe a website and a landing page as well. A website's like a buffet. You can go there, you can get lost with all the choices that there are. Right. And then, a funnel or a landing page is more of like a 4-course meal where you get the appetizer, the meal, dessert, maybe a drink. It's very succinct with what it is that you want them to do and where you want them to go, which is great.
Which is great. I love that distinction, right? Are we going to go do a buffet, right? Or are we going to have like this 4-course, like delicious meal? Not that buffets aren't, can be good, but it's like there's so many choices, and people they stay in confusion, and then there's no decision made. So the decision that's made is no decision. So a decision is made.
Yes.
There's no decision.
No decision. Indecision. Yes.
No,
yes.
Right. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
And so we have a minute left. And so please, in this last minute, putting you on the spot, what's like one piece of wisdom that you want to impart on us before we end?
I really love the idea of you being authentically you. I see more women and people struggle. Most of my clients are women. I see most women struggle with who it is that they are. And finding out who they are. You were here for a reason. You are here to deliver a message. And I would be honored to help you deliver that message in any way, shape, or form. So go out and do your work.
I love that. And for me, the mic drop, there's like many mic drop moments, right? Everybody, for me is that systemizing does not remove your branding or your authenticity. It actually improves it. It improves it. And I think that's the thing that as a solopreneur, as a franchise owner, I knew that, right? Like my franchises looked completely different than anyone else's franchises because they were mine, right? So let's all, what we'll do with the link in my last 10 seconds here, I'll talk really quick. We'll get the link, everyone, and I'm going to put it in the lobby for everyone. So just kind of be an awareness of that. And of course, the links will be sent out. So no one will miss out on anything. We will ensure.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session on the Sacred Success Summit. For more information or to apply to be a speaker at one of our upcoming events, email our team at breakthrough@clarityconfidenceconnection.com. Now, tune in to another transformational speaker.